Okay, let's get started. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Jinju Lee. I'm a senior commercial specialist at commercial section of the U.S. Embassy Seoul. It's my pleasure to welcome you to our Explore the Korean Medical Device Market webinar. This will be a great opportunity for you to learn how to enter the Korean medical market. Next. Okay. But first, I'd like to share a very brief overview of our organization. The U.S. Commercial Service is the trade promotion arm of the U.S. Department of Commerce's International Trade Administration. Our objective is to help American businesses succeed with their export endeavors. We have trade specialists in over 100 domestic offices and U.S. embassies and consulates in over 80 countries around the world. If you're looking for help exporting, exploring new markets, or overcoming problems during the course of your international sales, we can help. If you have not connected with your local U.S. Commercial Service office, please contact me so that I can make that introduction after this webinar. Since we have more than 100 participants registered, we are recording this webinar and upload it after this webinar is over. And everyone is muted during the webinar so that we have a stable connection. And at the end of this webinar, we'll have a Q&A session. So you can leave your questions in the chat function so that we can go over it again after the webinar is over. So let's get started. Next. We are lucky to have distinguished presenters with us. We'll open the webinar with opening remarks by Andrew Gately at Commercial Service Korea, and then we'll hear from Ms. Sunny Yu at Korea Medical Devices Industrial Association, KMDIA, Ms. Judy Hwang at Korea Biotechnology Industry Organization, Korea Bio, and Ms. Young Kim at Synex Consulting. They have graciously taken time out of their busy schedule to give us the highlights of the Korean medical device market. Please welcome Mr. Andrew Gately, Minister Counselor for Commercial Affairs. He oversees the Korean market at the commercial section of the U.S. Embassy Seoul.
Good evening to those in Korea, and good morning to those of you in the United States. And thank you, Jinju, for your kind introduction. Also, deep thanks to the Korean Medical Device Industry Association, Korea Bio, and other presenters for participating in today's webinar. Finally, I'd like to express my appreciation to all the healthcare companies and other attendees joining to listen today. I'm honored to be here today. In the next hour, we'll provide an overview of the Korean medical device market and regulations, discuss trends and opportunities, and offer tips for market entry and finding the right partners in Korea. As we've all learned from our shared experience during the pandemic, diseases do not respect borders. But at the same time, we also learned that we can overcome global health challenges by leveraging technology and cooperating with one another. And one outstanding example of successful international cooperation is the bilateral relationship between the United States and Korea. The US-Korea partnership has become even more crucial in recent years as we continue to cooperate closely on a range of economic issues, including on medical issues and especially on supply chain resilience. Since taking office last year, President Yoon in Korea has made reforming Korea's healthcare system a top priority. He's even taken some bold political moves that have resulted in an ongoing strike by doctors here in Korea. But that aside, overall, his efforts are focused on making the system more affordable and efficient. This presents opportunities for U.S. medical device firms to work together with Korean companies to bring innovative healthcare solutions to Korea. The Korean medical device market has been growing steadily over the years, driven by factors such as increased healthcare expenditure, an aging population, and advancements in medical technology. While the Korean government places a strong emphasis on healthcare innovation and is actively investing in research and development, Korea still relies heavily on imported devices, and opportunities for US companies exist to bring cutting edge devices to market. Whether you are new to this market or already present in Korea, our aim is for you to walk away from today's event with new insights, connections, and actionable strategies to grow your medical device exports. Healthcare is a growing part of the US Korea alliance, and we hope that you and your company can be part of it. Thanks for your contributions to improving the health of citizens in both our nations.
Thank you, Mr. Gately, for opening the event. I would like to hand it over to Ms. Sunny Wu, Team Leader of International Affairs Team at KMDIA. She'll give us an overview of the Korean medical device market. As a reminder, please leave your questions in the chat box.
Okay. Hello and good morning. Good morning to those in Korea and good evening to those in the States. I'm Sunny Woo from KMDIA, Korea Medical Devices Industry Association, and I'm the team leader of the International Affairs team. And I'm very pleased to join this informative webinar, and thank you for the invitation. And good morning. Nice to meet you all in this webinar online. Okay, today I will first introduce what KMDIA and what we are doing for this industry, and then I will show you current status of Korea medical device market. And oh, sorry. Okay, so sorry. And then I will show you the current status of Korea medical device market. And then lastly, I will give you the information about KMS. Okay, let's go into the KMS. No, sorry, KMDIA. Okay, this is the KMDIA organization chart. KMDIA has 4 departments and 13 teams, as you can see in this slide. A name of each team briefly explains you its main role and its responsibility. But I think you cannot guess what the mutual aid business team does. Mutual aid business team is a very newly established team. In January this year, it was formed to provide medical device users with compensation for damages. The compensation is subjected to implementable devices and mandatory. If a device defect causes any damages of medical device users, its manufacturer must pay for the compensation. For your better understanding, I'd like to put KMDIA acts like an insurance company. Manufacturers who join this mutual aid program, they pay a certain amount of money every year, depending on their sizes and their revenues. Not like cases with private insurance companies, the money manufacturers saved for this program will not disappear. It will go back to each in a different form, such as an export support fund. Oh, sorry. Okay. These are the membership status. We have KMDIA has a total of 1,105 membership companies. Mostly the corporate members. The corporate members means local manufacturers and importers. And you can see the 212 associate members. Associate members mean except manufacturers, importers, we call it others, including sales business. And we also have others, in the category of the membership companies as a whole. They are consulting company and ENX, which will be addressed later in this presentation. Okay, let's go to the KMDIA work. Let me show you what KMDIA does for this industry. First, regulation affairs and reimbursement, membership benefits, public relations, research in policy of medical device industry, legal ethics, and compliance. government assigned business we are doing, and international affairs. We conduct all these 7 works with committees established under KMDIA. I will tell you more about the committees later in this slide. KMDIA hosts or joins exhibitions in and outside of Korea. KMDIA is KMES is held twice. KMES Seoul in March and KMES Busan in October. KMDIA also joins Kwamex Daegu in June. So those KMES and Kwamex are, the Korean branded exhibition. As for the international shows, KMDIA participates RSNA in the States and Medical Japan by setting up Korea Pavilion. KMDIA members joins the pavilion. KMED Expo Vietnam is hosted by KMDIA and Kintex. It was held firstly last year, and we will host the KMED Expo this year again. Please take a look at this slide. This picture shows you the international partners of KMDIA. So we have partners in the States, Europe, Middle East, Asia Pacific, Oceania, and Southeast Asia. So as I told you before, I'd like to touch on the KMDIA committees. The committees are on unique characteristics that makes KMDIA different from other associations. So we have 9 committees. So let's go through by committees from next slide. So first, Regulatory Affairs Committee. So these committees are mainly, they propose the suggestions or opinions to improve regulatory system working with MFDS and MOH. And Reimbursement Committee. This Reimbursement Committee plays very important role in this industry and KMDIA because reimbursement system, Korea's reimbursement system is very unique and very different from any other countries. So the committees, they raise proposals to improve reimbursement regulation and system, and they collect opinions when they need to, when MOH or HERA needs to change some kind of the reimbursement system. They ask us to collect opinions to make better system for the industry. And IBD committees. The IBD committees also propose their opinion and suggestions to improve IBD regulations. And especially this committee is working very closely with MFDS. Ethics Compliance Committee, and every association has the Ethics Compliance Committee. This committee, we discuss fair competition code and specific standard. This fair competition code is not the mandatory within the membership companies, but it's voluntary, but we try to follow this code. And industry innovation, in the Industry Innovation Committee. And this committee is for the business support for venture and startups. And International Affairs Committee, which I belong to, and we make network and we do the cooperation with KMDIA's global counterparts and foreign embassies to Korea. And that is the reason I'm here in this webinar this morning to share with you the good information of the industry. And also this committee operates the webinar regularly, which is called Meditalk. This is online seminar on regulation updates and market access. We receive information from our global counterpart associations. And Education Public Relations Committee. This committee introduced the medical device new laws and regulations and the activities conducted by KMDIA for the industry. Number 8, Derma Convergence Committee. This committee is for the aesthetic device industry. And number 9, Distribution Structure Committee. This committee is, actively, this committee ensures KGMP certified medical devices to be marketed, and also it improves the medical device distribution structure. So, uh, next, I'd like to share with you the current status of Korea medical device market. So as you can see in this slide, Korea's medical device market is worth about 9.2 billion US dollars. This is up 15.2% year on year, with an average annual growth rate of 8.2% over the past 5 years. On average, annual growth rate is 1.6 times higher than the global growth rate of 5.1%. And you can see all the numbers later from my slide. Let's take a look at the overview of Korea medical device market. These are the statistic bars to mark production, export, and import. You can see big rise from 2021 to 2021 in production and export. This is because of the COVID-19. So due to COVID-19, Korea IVDs contributed a lot to production and export rise. This slide shows you the top 10 production items. I will not go through every items. You can, check this slide. So these are the top 10 export items. So as I said before, the IVDs are very hot and important. So, sorry, okay. And then these are the top 10 import items. So we import multifocal intraocular lens to the knee prosthetics, the internal total items. These are the Korea's top 10 exporting countries. And as you can expect it, the US ranked first. So you can see the, other countries followed by US, and then you can compare the numbers. And these are the Korea's top 10 exporting countries. Yeah, the US also ranked one. They're ranked first. So we import. So we, oh, sorry. These are the Korea's top 10 importing countries. So US ranked first again, followed by Germany, Japan, China, Japan, and you can see all the top 10 countries here in this slide. And this shows you the Korea's top export items list to the US. So the US market, the US ranked first for the export and import. So maybe you will be very curious about what items goes to the US market. So these are the items, and IVDs, X-rays, ultrasound, imaging systems. And these are the Korea's top export items list. Sorry, it doesn't work. Okay, so these are the top import items list from the US. So what we import from the US, so you can see the chart here and the numbers. Next, let's go into about the KIMS, Korea International Medical and Hospital Equipment Show. And you will be very familiar with RSNA and the European, I don't recall right now. So European exhibition like Arab Health, we have our own brand, KIMS. So KIMS is the Korea's biggest medical and hospital with equipment show since 1980. This KIMS provides the latest medical information and seminars. And what kind of the equipments will be exhibited, you can check the exhibition equipment or the items here in this table. So during this exhibition, KIMS, seminars are also held at the COEX conference room. The seminars include medical industry and medical academic seminar, and COTRA, Global Medical Device Conference, and Healthcare Provider Conference. And other events are held at the same time. For further information about this KIMES and the seminar, please visit at the KIMES official website. So, and these are the numbers of visitors in 2023. So the total visitors, we had almost 55,000 visitors. And, I think it's because of the geological reason. We have neighboring countries ranked first to 3, and US also ranked 9th. And the visitors' fields of interest, the visitors to the KIMES, they were interested in this equipment. So diagnosis to cure apparatus. Oh, KIMES 2024 is coming very soon. It is scheduled to be held from March 14th to 17th at COEX. The main host is Korea ENX Incorporation. Korea ENX is in charge of recruiting exhibitors to setting up pavilions, including booths. It deals with all logistic parts, basically. KMDIA and KMDA are main associations in the field of medical devices. So I think you will be curious about what KMDA, because the name is very similar. KMDIA is the biggest association in Korea because we have members both from importers and local manufacturers. But KMDA membership companies are only include local manufacturers. That is the difference. If you have not registered at KIMES 2024, please hurry to get free registration by 29th February, Korea Standard Time. So after that, maybe you have to pay, for the registration fee. So it's kind of last minute. Okay. And this is the end of my presentation. I hope this presentation helps you to understand and to get to know more about Korean industry and market. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. There's my email address here in this slide. And I hope to see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Su, for your presentation. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Judy Hwang, Director of Public and International Relations at Korea Bio. Please welcome Ms. Judy Hwang.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Judy Hwang, and I am currently the Director of Public and International Relations at Korea Biotechnology Industry Organization. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to be introducing some of our major member companies, particularly in medical device sector today, and share the business trends happening in Korean medical device industry recently with you today. And since I'm only allowed about 10 minutes, I'll try to be as precise as possible today. Yes, next page. First, to do a little introduction about Korea Bio. Korea Bio is an organization with around 650 member companies from various fields of life science industry, including the healthcare, energy, and agri-tech companies. And more than 80% of these companies consist of small startup venture companies. We not only have biotechs and companies with technology, but we do have service providers such as law firms, accounting firms, and also CROs, and also we work with VCs as well. But today I will focus on the red bio sector. I know that the red, white, and green terms are not very familiar with in US, but we use the term red bio for human healthcare. So I will focus on the red bio sector and especially the current business trends in Korean medical device industry today. And I'm very excited to be part of today's showcase of the current status of Korean medical device market and share how advanced the Korean medical device industry has become today. Next, please. Since you're now well informed about the medical device market trend with Ms. Sunny Wu's presentation, I'll focus more on the Korean medical device companies and their collaboration works that took place recently through my presentation. So the trend these days for medical device industry is grafting it with either AI, data, digital, or robotics. And this trend, of course, is not only taking place in Korea, and I'm sure you guys know, however, because Korea has a strength in IT and software technology, not only the conventional medical device companies are expanding its business realm to digital healthcare, but the previous IT and software-based companies are also expanding its business to the healthcare sector. So there's a big convergence sector for healthcare right now. Kakao is the market #1 application for social networking, which bases its business in mobile messaging, which expands to various business through its 100% user rate. So basically, if you have a cell phone here in Korea, everybody has Kakao on their phones. And with their customer base, they're now starting personalized healthcare services through its application network and are collaborating with medical device companies. And Naver, known as the Korean Google search portal, has also started its EMR business with their abundance of consumer data from their various services. And also KT, Korea's biggest telecom company, started its telemedicine business. And Hancom, a document software somewhat known as Korea's Microsoft, has opened up its new business dedicated for just a senior healthcare through AI technology. Next. And the biggest IT software companies dive into the medical and healthcare realm is moving at a very fast speed. However, the speed of conventional pharmaceutical companies expanding its business to the medical device by combining their patient data collected throughout the years of drug developing expertise is much faster. One news media released an article recently about Korea's pharmaceutical companies expanding its business realm into the medical device sector. And from this chart, you can see that all of these traditional drug makers, I'm sure some of you, if you're interested in the Korean market, know Yuhan, Hanmi, and seen some of these logos. If you know about the Korean market. All of these traditional drug makers in Korea are diving into the patient device sector, and Green Cross, Daeung, Iltong have already started their virtual healthcare management services, and Hammi, SK Biopharm, Donghwa, Samjin, Handok are developing digital medical devices. And CKD, Daeung, Donghwa, ST, Hammi, Yuan, and Samjin have dipped their feet on wearable health devices such as electrocardiogram or glucose monitoring devices. Next one, please. And as many of the medical device experts here today know of, the current commercial stage status of medical device are more close to the preventive and palliative care or relief of symptoms of the illness rather than, complete cure of the disease. I think that's the same with the new drug development. Importance of prevention with the post-illness treatment these days, precision diagnosis device for early detection is becoming the spotlight in the digital medical device sector, and most of the collaboration cases are happening within these digital diagnosis devices. Next slide, please. I suppose this pie graph will explain the trend and also the population scope of Korea's medical device industry today. The Korean Ministry of Food and Drug Safety have started what's called the designation of innovative medical device in order to promote the commercialization of innovative medical devices, which selects advanced technologies that have excellent potential value and high technology intensity that have significantly improved or are expected to significantly improve the safety and effectiveness of the existing devices, which includes AI, VR, AR, big data technology, and digital therapeutics, and also IoT, biosensor-based wearables, And for the last 3 years since its initiation in 2020, most of the medical device approved for innovative medical devices with 67% of the items are diagnostic softwares, and 25% are medical instruments such as, I think that one was renal generation laparoscopic instrument, or medical staplers, or artificial cornea, and 5% are in vitro diagnosis products, and 3% were materials. So I was going to share some of the collaboration cases with a Korean company and an American company to make it more fun. And here is a recent collaboration case with Korea's LG Electronics. Everybody knows LG, and US's telehealth leader Amwell. They have joined forces to expand the boundaries of virtual care, and by combining LG Display's technology, the TV screens, with Amwell's deep digital healthcare data, the two companies plan to jointly develop a new device-based patient service solution designed to make it easier for patients to access care, whether they're in a hospital or at home. Next slide, please. And this is Kakao Healthcare. They have unveiled its latest AI-driven mobile diabetes management application, and this is called PASTA. PASTA, that stands for Personalized, Accessible, Supportive, Tech-Enabled, and Affordable. And this app currently links to 2 CGM devices, continuous glucose monitoring devices, CareSense Air by local manufacturer iSense, and also Dexcom, a California company. The app will also pair with Malia's SmartCap for insulin pens, and Malia SmartCap's also a US company, I believe. And once the CGM device is linked to the app automatically displays details about the user's blood sugar in real time via Bluetooth. And this will allow users to record their meals, exercise, insulin doses, and medication. The app features Vision AI that automatically provides information about nutrition, calories, and food types of their meals, and it's planned to be linked with hospitals' EMR to provide convenience of data input to staff and the patients. Next slide, please. Next is Lunit. Lunit is a leading provider of AI-powered solution for cancer diagnostic and therapeutics. They announced its proposal to acquire Volpara Health Technologies, a global leader in AI-enabled software for the early detection and prevention of cancer. And this move comes as a result of an exhaustive evaluation of potential avenues for growth and innovation by Lunit. Lunit is the #1 medical device company in Korea in terms of its size, the sales, and Volpara AI-powered mammography solution will be operational in over 2,000 US medical sites. Next slide. Yes, this will be my last slide. For Korea Bio, we have partnered up with the Interfix brand. I'm sure you have heard of the Interfix New York or Interfix Japan. We partner up with the biggest exhibition partner called Reed Exhibitions, and we already had the brand Bio Plus, and this is a big buyer convention in Korea happening in July, just like the US buyer convention. Until now, you have heard about the Korean medical companies, but I think where you can find the most Korean medical and biotech companies is this BIX, because last year we had about 8,800 participants participating also in the convention, not only the exhibition, but the conference. We had about 25 sessions going on. We include medical device, but this year particularly, digital healthcare will be the most, the spotlight for this year. So please come to Korea during July. I know this is a bad day for you, but this is a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday event, so you could enjoy your weekend here in Korea. So if you're interested, I will provide you more information. Thank you for listening today.
Thank you, Ms. Pong, for your presentation. And Please welcome our last presenter, Ms. Young Kim, CEO and Principal Consultant at Sinex Consulting.
So good morning to Korea, good afternoon to West Coast of the US, and good evening to East Coast. Welcome again to the webinar. My name is Young Kim. I'm the founder and president of the company Sinex. First, I'd like to thank US Embassy in Seoul for having me today. Today's presentation has a very special meaning to me because I used to work at the commercial service of the embassy long time, for 14 years, before I started up the company Sinex. So it's great honor for me to be invited by my former employer to this presentation. Today, I'm going to share a high-level summary of the medical device business environment in Korea. Let me start with a short introduction to Sinex, who we are and what we do. Sinex is a consulting and CRO company based in Seoul. We are specialized in healthcare product market access solutions for medical device, IVD, and pharmaceuticals. We offer a full scope of services for market entry of new medtech products, focusing on regulatory approval, clinical research, reimbursement approval, market research, and distribution network setup. We started up in 2002 as a very small consulting boutique with 3 people. We've since grown up over the past 22 years. So now we have 200 expert consultants and supporting staff. Last year, we have successfully completed over 1,300 projects for customers from the globe. When you speak about the Korean medical device business, I think there are 4 pillars you need to build up strongly for a successful business in Korea. As you can see in the slide, there are 4 pillars. The number 1 is regulatory approval. Number 2 is a reimbursement coverage or patient co-payment approval. The number 3 is a distribution partner. And number 4 is end user doctors or consumers. I'm going to cover these topics one by one for the next 30 minutes. This is my agenda today. Let's talk about the regulatory approval first. To jump into a conclusion, I think the Korean requirements for medical devices are well harmonized with the international standards. So I think there will be no surprising requirement in your way to Korea. However, you may receive some questions from reviewers of the MFDS for clarification, or some questions from the HERA. So my advice in such a situation is answer questions in writing patiently, because Korean government agencies and officials wants to hear from directly manufacturers. We have 3 laws governing medical devices. In the middle of the slide, you see Medical Device Act. This is the base law and provides the general requirements applied to all medical devices. We have 2 additional laws. On your left-hand side, there's a law for supporting development of medical device domestically. On your right-hand side, the other law talking about IVD. So you need to patchwork requirements from those 3 laws to have a full understanding of benefits and requirements applied to your specific products. The regulations in Korea is provided in 5 levels vertically, from the top level act to MFDS guideline at bottom. From MFDS minister notifications and guidelines, you can have a lot of very useful information on technical requirements, very helpful to bring together for your application. I like to highlight 6 stepping stone points you should know before you start preparing application. Firstly, you need a Korean company to receive from MFDS product import licenses for your products. Secondly, I like to emphasize the importance of the license holder. The license holder is not only registered with MFDS as an importer, but also the license holder must import device product physically. And the license holders are also responsible for all regulatory compliance for the product distributed in Korea. So importance of the license holder may not be too much emphasized. So be careful in your in making your choices of distributor. The MFDS, the approved medical device, regardless of European or US approvers. So you can submit the application for the Korean approver whenever you are ready to do so. So finally, each and every device models must be registered or approved before its first import into Korea. And also, I like to emphasize the 6 elements you see in the slides as because those are the hinges to determine time to market. So let's see the intended use, product class, KGMP category, safety test report, performance test report, and clinical evidence. I think those 6 areas is the most important part for the time to market. In terms of medical device classification, we have a 4-class system from 1 to 4. If you compare classes of individual devices side by side from Korea to US, the Korean classes are similar to Europe, but not always the same. MFGS makes a full list of medical device and its classes, so you can easily identify the class of your products from such a public information. We have 4 different types of pre-market pathways. It is determined mostly by class. There are some exceptions, however, for which I suggest you double check with your partner in Korea. Requirements for submission or certification are determined depending on pathway. For class 1, you just submit notification documents. For class 2, 3, 4 devices, you need to complete technical document review and KGMP certification. In this slide, you see 3 different types of organization involved in your regulatory processes. You see the MFDS at the top. The MFDS is a government health authority and reviews technical documents of class 3 and 4 devices. The NIDS or NIS, you see on your left-hand side. This is a very special organization established for the established to help the MFDS regulatory works. So, and this is a semi-government organization, the assisting MFDS with the primarily for class 1 notification and class 2 device pre-market clearance processes. And also we have several NBs recognized by the MFDS. The NBs reviews technical documents for class 2 devices and also inspect quality system management for KGMP certification. In this slide, you see different timelines depending on pathway. For class 1, I suggest you plan 1 to 2 months from the preparation until you receive the certificate of notification from the NIDS. And also class 2 certification, I like to suggest you plan 4 to 6 months, and class 3 devices or approval processes, you plan 6 to 12 months. And also in your way to the regulatory approval, you will work with a different organization depending on pre-market pathway you apply for. So you see NIS for class 1 devices. You see NBs and also NIS for the class 2 devices. And you see MFDS and the NBs for class 2, 3, 4 devices for approval processes. And the technical document is the biggest part of the pre-market approval. The submission consists of 2 parts, application form and supporting documents. The test report is also important part. MFDS approval standards are harmonized with the international standards. So I expect most of your reports, the tested outside of Korea, to be acceptable to MFDS if document formality is appropriate. So there may be some cases whereby you need to have your product the tested in Korea if the test reports conducted outside of Korea do not meet with the MFDS requirements. This slide shows you electrical standards MFDS expects for the electrical devices. I think you're very familiar with IEC standard, as it is internationally accepted standards for all electrical medical devices. The MFDS asks test reports submitted in the form of CB scheme issued by the CBT or NCB. So your test report should indicate that the tests were conducted against Korean electrical standards at 220 volts and 60 hertz. The biocompatibility. The biocompatibility test reports must conducted against ISO 10993 according to GLP standards by a lab meeting with a certain qualification provided by MFDS. So please check your distributor about the certification of the GLP laboratory. I'm sorry, the qualification of the GLP laboratory outside of Korea. The clinical study report is very important because you take a lot of time to develop clinical study reports. The good news is MFDS accepts the reports of clinical studies that performed outside of Korea on foreign population. So you don't need to do the clinical study redundantly again in Korea in most cases. However, when you submit such a clinical study reports, the document must meet one of the 4 criteria you see at the slide. The typically US companies submit the report as a copy of peer-reviewed article published in an academic journal. Such journal must be must be listed on the journal list called Science Citation Index Expanded, or SCIE. And this is about the quality management system in Korea called the KGMP. So KGMP requirements are also harmonized with the ISO 13485 2016 version. So we separate regulations for the KGMP standard, one for general medical device and the other for IVDs. So please check the regulation belonging to your product before you prepare for the KGMP inspection from Korean inspection bodies. The KGMP certification is kind of pre-approval process. So you must be certified to the KGMP to appropriate product category matching your products before you have certificate of product approval from MFDS or NIDS. We have 64 medical device groups and 9 IVD groups for the KGMP certification. So certification must be approved to each and every product group and also renewed every 3 years. For certification, Korean license holders must apply to Korean NB. So Korean NB or in combination with MFDS going to inspect your factories. So the KGMP inspection bodies are different depending on class of your product. So Korean NB inspects a class 2 devices factories. And a team of MFDS and Korean NB inspects a class 3 device factories respectively. This is a sample KGMP certificate. There you see the Korean license holders information at the top, manufacturer information in the middle, product group and expiry date at the bottom. And let's move on to reimbursement approval process. Reimbursement approval is crucial to business in Korea because the country is heavily reliant on public health insurance program. We have a strong public health insurance program called the NHI, or National Health Insurance. This is a national the insurance program and covers the entire population and all healthcare service organizations. We also have a private health insurance as a supplementary program to cover patient copay or non-coverage services. The private health, the insurance, the policy are very popular. So about 75% of our population have the private insurances. In the meantime, the government, actually Ministry of Health and Welfare regulates both coverage scopes and monthly premiums of private health insurance too. So you can see both public health insurance and also private health insurance are regulated by the government. For reimbursement approval, there are 4 government agencies involved. The Ministry of Health and Welfare is the government agency and controls policy and all implementing regulations related to the NHI. And the NECA is responsible for a new health technology assessment. And the HERA reviews reimbursement application and submitted by the companies and hospitals. NHIS is a financing organization. It collects the premiums from people and reimburses cost of services to healthcare service organizations. We have 3 different types of fees in the NHI program. Service fee for the doctors, nurses services, and also service fee reflects the per patient cost of durable equipment and the other the small devices that are not separately reimbursed in product fee. There is a category called the treatment material fee. These are the medical devices, especially disposables and implantables. The thirdly, there's a drug fees. For medical devices, there are 2 different types of reimbursement categories. For treatment materials, such as implantable or single-use devices, are reimbursed in product fee. For this type of products, you must submit each and every models and to obtain reimbursement code before you launch your product to end user site. For durable medical equipment, per patient cost already included as a depreciation cost of such a durable equipment in the relevant service fee. So you don't need to submit the application for your devices. You just identify the service code matching your equipment. The reimbursement coverage and patient pay ratios are different and determined by the government for each service fee and product fee. So you see in this chart, different coverage ratios and subsequent payment patient copay ratios depending on reimbursement category. So once you submit your application, at the end of the day, Ministry of Health and Welfare is going to make a public announcement about the price and the government coverage ratio and subsequently patient copay ratios. This chart shows you a high-level summary of market access process of medical devices. My key messages here is that if your product Me-Too treatment material, that means basically same as the products already in the market, you just go to submit the reimbursement listing application to HERA. From the list already available publicly, you can see the list of competing products and the feasible price. So, however, if your product is a new medical device in its kind, you go to NECA for new the health technology assessment, and then to HERA for creating new service fee and treatment material fees. Now I like to talk about special pathways for breakthrough devices. Speaking of breakthrough devices, we have two different concepts of breakthroughs in reimbursement arena. The breakthrough medical device, or BMD, is designated to a medical device product by NFDS. Breakthrough medical technology, or BMT, is designated to a medical service or procedure inclusive of medical device by Ministry of Health and Welfare. In a nutshell, once you had your product designated to BMT technology and determined to have a potentials to demonstrate breakthrough innovation to the benefit of patient or the healthcare economics, you have opportunities to go to the market fastly and charge fees to patients or reimbursement program, although your clinical evidence is not strong enough. Instead, you are responsible for developing evidence from the real world for 3 to 5 years. After this period of time, MOHW reviews and evidence you collected again and makes a final decision for the permanent reimbursement approval. So the recently government created parallel processes for BMD and BMT applications for medical devices based on AI and digital health technologies to support earlier market access. Because the government views the AI and the digital health technologies have a lot of potential to help patients and the reimbursement and health economics. By taking advantage of a parallel process for BMD and BMT designation, companies can save a lot of time, about 300 days, if it receives the designation, because they can proceed all 4 procedures in parallel. Ministry of Health and Welfare also created 2 new categories for BMT designation assessment and lowered the bar earlier market access. Once a device is decorated as one of the category BX or CX, companies can launch commercially their products to market and have a temporary listing for evidence development for 3 to 5 years. Now, based on the understanding of the regulatory and reimbursement approval and processes, let me show you how you can orchestrate your market access processes as just an example. Sorry about this busy slide. I'm not going to explain every details. You can see, however, you can orchestrate regulatory and reimbursement processes strategically. In making these options, I just focused on processes you can proceed in parallel as much as you can, so you can maximize time saving to market. If you're interested in further understanding of these strategic approaches, please contact our company individually so we can show you our tailored the suggestion or recommended specific to your product. Next, move on to the distribution partner. Your distribution partner is the most important to your business success in Korea. In general, medical device importers or distributors in Korea are mostly small-sized with 10 to 30 employees. They're a sales-focused organization, limited to specific disciplines or the products. So their competencies in regulatory and reimbursement are very limited. So the distributors are relatively large distributors are based in Seoul. They distribute their products as a master distributor nationwide. And also they sell their products mostly to hospitals directly in the metropolitan area. And for other cities, they have sub-dealers. So now you know there are a few steps you need to do to prepare for your product launch in Korea. This slide shows you two different options for preparation steps. I like to bring with your the special attention to option 2. So this is the option you can save time. In option 2, you start regulatory approval and reimbursement approval processes independent of your distributor. So one hand, you proceed to regulatory and reimbursement process, and the other hand, you can take your time in making choices of your good distributor. And you can also arrange different roles and responsibilities between distributor and third-party license holder. In option 2, you can hire third-party license holder, like Sinex, and assign regulatory and reimbursement projects. And also after product approval, the license holder will help you import your products. And distributor in this model is going to focus on marketing, sales, and the service for your customers. In Korea, the license holders are responsible for all regulatory compliance. So it is very important making good choice of distributor. The product license holder. So in this slide, you see the responsibility of the product license holder as the regulatory compliance, product import, reimbursement application, and the oversight of your distributors, ethical business practices. So finally, I'd like to leave you a few key messages as you leave this webinar. The first, the Korea is already a good healthcare market, I know, but the country will continue to demand the better healthcare products. The senior population is increasing rapidly and will reach over 20% of total population next year, 30% in 2036, and 40% in 2050. This is really surprising. So the market is continue to grow. Secondly, doctors and patients in Korea are highly receptive to new medtech products. So you need a good distributor partner you can trust remotely to deliver your good products to patients and doctors in Korea. Thirdly, your distributors are crucial to business growth because language barriers are very significant in Korea when your distributors they have a relationship with the doctors and end users. And also many important information are not documented in English. So very good information or important information may not be enoughly communicated with you to foreign manufacturers. So in this the webinar, I like to conclude that the good Korean distribution partner is alpha and omega of your business success in Korea, like the elsewhere. Thank you very much for your attention. For questions, visit our website, www.sinex.co.kr. I look forward to meeting you in person at KIMS at the 2024. Sinex will have a booth there located at 3rd floor, Hall D of COEX. Have a safe trip, and I look forward to meeting you in person. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Kim. At this time, I'd like to move on to the Q&A session. As a reminder, you can still submit questions in the chat box. And again, I'd like to let you know that we've recorded this webinar and we'll upload it on CS Korea's YouTube account. We'll send you the link along with the presentations later. So let's start with a question by David Wong. Are the estimated timelines starting from date of submission or start of preparation? This question is referring to the page 14 of Ms. Kim's slides timeline by pre-market pathway. So Ms. Kim, could you answer this question?
Okay, so the timeline I present here is the total timeline from company preparation to the end of the process until the company receives a certificate of the clearance or approval. So the review time of MFDS or notified body will be much shorter, but the timeline is based on our experiences realistically.
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
I have unmuted the mics. If you want to ask your questions verbally, please go ahead and unmute your mic for all attendees.
Greetings. This is Husnu Selan. I'm with HC Biologics. At this moment, we do have a direct office in South Korea, in Seoul. Our business is in tissue processing. We are exporting in close to 50 countries allograft tissue, and our goal is to also enter the Korean market. At this moment, we do have right now an office, and we are preparing to apply for the tissue bank license. However, when it comes to the reimbursement, we have some questions. Like I had the chance to listen to your presentation. Thank you very much about the reimbursement system in Korean medical device. But in terms of the application for the reimbursement, can you speak a little bit more? For example, when it comes to the biologics material, or is there any specific way to apply, or just it is still the common way to apply because these are not new products, but these are common products?
So the tissue products are approved as a part of the therapeutic material by HERA. So if you take a look at the therapeutic material price list, there is a separate section for tissue. So for example, as just one of the example products like a skin graft, the harvested from human body, there is the already determined the price list. So you can see the brand and price individually. So the HERA price those products based on the, for example, size. So you can easily calculate the feasible prices of your products by taking a look at the price of your competitors' products already listed there.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Well, thank you very much. I believe that I will also share these details with my colleagues in South Korea about this. And if you're gonna have more questions, we will definitely contact you. If it's not a big, if I may ask one more question, we also are representing some American and European manufacturers for medical devices. These companies, they have some unique products, the products that are one of a kind in spine surgeries, in neurosurgeries, for example. And in order to be able to apply and obtain a reimbursement code for these products, you mentioned that there is a special procedure to follow. There are 2 steps of procedures, as far as I remember, instead of just one single process. And what is the timeline we are looking at? How long would it take to get the reimbursement code for unique products, first NECA and then HERA, I believe?
Yeah, I think you're talking about a very new medical device, and it's maybe first time in Korea.
Yes.
Well, we typically plan about the 9 months to 1 year to process with the NECA for health technology assessment. And once you successfully pass the NECA process and announced by the Ministry of Health and Welfare as a safe and effective the health technology, new health technology, you then go to HERA for service fee approval and treatment the material fee approval. So it takes typically about 1 to 2 years. But once you submit your application to HERA, you can start thinking about how you can the price your product and how you can distribute your product. So I like to suggest in general, plan about 2 to 3 months. You can, before you can fully commercialize your the new products in Korea.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question by Dylan J. Chen. What are the risks of getting fined by government entities when marketing and distributing medical devices in Korea? I think this is related to advertisement regulation. So I'd like to direct this question to Ms. Wu at KMDIA.
Hello, can you see? Okay. Well, thank you for
We
the
can hear you.
question. And okay, thank you for the question. Well, unfortunately, I'm not involved in the, the advertisement monitoring team. So I will ask this question to the person in charge. So definitely we have a rule to screen the advertisement material. Can I come back to you by email if you send me the email with a question?
Jinju, I think I can make some comments
Okay.
about the advertising the regulation.
Please.
Yeah. In Korea, we have the regulation by MFDS related to the advertising materials. Because MFDS don't want to be over advertised or the exaggerated for the purpose of use of medical devices. The MFDS ever set up the regulation and assign Korea Medical Device Industry Association the help companies to review their advertising materials to the whether the comply with the regulation or not. So the KMDI has set up advertising material review committee. So all the materials, advertising materials intended to general public, companies submit KMDIA and KMDIA review those materials and they clears. Then companies can use the advertising materials to the general public. However, the advertising is targeted to professionals like doctors and dentists or the pharmacists, for example. At the professional journal, you don't need to go through such a KMDI process. So the KMDI advertising review process is just subject to the advertising for the general public.
Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. This is question by Mr. David Wong. This question is for Ms. Wu and Ms. Huang. In addition to attending conferences, what approaches would you suggest if we want to partner with specific Korean healthcare companies? Due to language barriers and cultural differences, it has been difficult to try cold calling by email. Even if I attend a conference,
Well, how about you use the translation AI? And the Samsung, the global phone manufacturer recently introduced very good the AI translating simultaneously on their phones. So why don't you try that?
thanks for the great tip. And Ms. Wu?
Okay. Well, thank you for the interest into the Korean market. Well, you can join KMDIA as a membership company, or in particular, according to your question, are you looking for importers of your product? If so, we cannot recommend you, the specific importers directly due to the fair trade code. But if you contact me by email, I will let you know how to find the items, product name, even in English on the MFDS site. And the first thing you have to do is to find the Korean name of the items and English name. So it is all listed in the the spreadsheet. You can download the spreadsheet from the MFDS site. It's not direct official site. It's a kind of submission site, so that you can find the name first, and then you can type the name of the product, and you can find the company, and then you have to contact the company in Korea directly by phone or by email. And for that interpretation or the translation, maybe you hire your personal translator. So yes, I can help you with that. Finding the list. Thank you.
And Ms. Huang, for your thoughts?
Sure. Our organization is more like a networking organization, and that's why we try to have all the life science company, and we also have affinity groups like the golf or wine, or every Friday with our CEO Christopher Ko. He is the CEO of Samsung Bioepis. What he's trying to do within the affinity group is he tries to have people mingle together where people from other areas come in. So it will be one day it will be a biotech company with a parts and material company with an IT company together, because we have the variety of companies within the membership. So what I was going to say is that I think embassies and organizations like us exist for you guys. So if you go through the membership company list on our English website, and if you're interested in certain companies and you want more information, I think you could actually email Miss U and know about the study about the company. And if you have a short list of companies that you want to meet, people like Jinju would, if you send it over to Jinju at the embassy, she'll probably call us to make an introduction to our members. And I will probably ask for an IR deck or an information deck from you guys, and I'll try to arrange meetings among companies within our members.
Thank you, Ms. Huang.
And I'd like to add one more thing. Like the case with Jurists Association, we have membership companies list on the KMDIA website. Of course, it's English version. I don't think it's updated fully, but you can see the major companies of the membership companies. And well, I think working in person works efficient. So if you happen to happen to have a chance to visit Korea or to participate the KMS, so the KMDIA is right across from COEX. So please, feel free to visit KMDIA and meet me and my other teams, so that we can help you in person. We can discuss your problem together, and we can try to find a solution for you. Thank you.
I believe there's a hands up from Mr. Andrew Gately.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank David for that, David Wong, for that great question that everyone's been addressing. I mean, in Korea, relationships matter and cold calling is tough. As just to reiterate, what everyone's been saying, here at the embassy, Jury mentioned it, everyone's been mentioning it. We're happy to provide introductions. Jinju can tell you more. We do charge a nominal fee at the embassy to provide introductions. But if there's someone you want to meet, you can reach out to any of the speakers today, or we'd be happy to make an introduction. And I think any of us can help you get your foot in the door better than via cold call. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gately. Yeah, the bottom line is networking is the crucial part of succeeding your business in Korea or elsewhere in the global markets. However, cold calling can be really challenging. It may not look like it works, but you should keep trying. You never know what would happen. Yeah. Okay. I think it's safe to close our webinar as we do not see any more questions. And with that, I'd like to thank all of our speakers today, as well as everyone for logging in and participating for today's webinar. Thank you very much.